be real. I practice.
Practice?
I hope between Memphis and Mississippi State, somebody been practicing in the rain because
it ain't looking too good right about now.
And as my name says, I am way too bougie. I am way too bougie to be paying for a ticket. Well, I didn't pay for this ticket, but I ain't sitting in the rain for no 4 hours. I don't care who it is.
So who ain't practicing, man? What's up with practice? What we talking about practice for, man?
So, well, let's go get to the real talks, guys.
Yeah, so as we talk about practice, a question that I was thinking about, and it was a hot topic, as the preseason was going on. But my question to y'all would be, if you're an NFL head coach, or if you're a GM of a national football team, what's your strategy, going into the preseason? Are you playing your starters? Are you not playing your starters? If you're playing your starters, how many reps are you giving them? How many snaps are you trying to see from your first team, offense and defense? Because Sean McVay has kind of moved. He's led the way, or let the league say, I'm not a big fan of letting my starters play. I don't want them to get hurt. We've seen what the Baltimore Ravens are going through this offseason. They've got several people on the IR, whatever the case may be. So a lot of teams are trying to avoid that. So, what are y'all thoughts process in the order of the screen? Are you a fan of letting your starters play in the preseason? Do you want them to sit out the entire not training camp, but those 3 preseason games? Are you trying to see them get quite a few reps? So let me know what y'all think about that.
Boy, they need to get some reps now. Injuries, like I've always been a proponent of this. Injuries happen. It's gonna happen the first play of the first game of the season. It's gonna happen preseason. Either way, a player get hurt, they're gonna get hurt. I'm not saying they got to play a whole preseason game, of course, but like a half or something, yes. I'm a Titans fan. I went to the game last week against the Cardinals. That was basically a 4 preseason game because none of our offense played in the preseason. Now we did have guys come back from COVID. I know Ryan Tannehill and 2 of our linemen just came back from COVID the week before. Taylor Warren, he was coming off an injury. He tore his ACL last season, so that was his first game back. And same thing, he did play. I actually think he did play in the preseason a little bit, but Julio Jones missed 3 weeks of practice. Him and Ryan Tannehill need chemistry. He's a new player, new offensive coordinator, so different things like that. So speaking as a Titans fan, I believe like they needed to do something in the preseason instead of just letting the backups play the whole time. Just throughout the league, though, I know the Ravens, like I said, injuries happen. I mean, they had players get hurt in practice. That was, some of the injuries happened in practice between
agree.
Marcus Peters and so yeah, I think you need to play something. I'm not even saying the whole half, but at least like a quarter, a couple series. And normally teams do that in the 4 preseason games. I guess since it went down to 3, a lot of teams didn't. But you don't want your first game of the season to be another preseason game because it counts. And
so before you go, let me ask Sharky a question. So when you say you want them to play, half, like, is that a half per game? Is that a quarter per game, or are you waiting till that final preseason game to get some time for them?
I say a quarter or a couple reps a game, like maybe the first preseason, no, first game, no, maybe the second game play three drives or a first quarter, and then maybe the last one play a half or a little over a quarter, something like that. Just get them something to get some practice together, because you don't want the first game of the season to be your first time together. And I saw that result last week at that game.
Sharky literally took the words out of my mouth. Like, if I got a team that, of course, new roster players coming back in healthy, we need to kind of test the waters a little bit, and that's what the preseason's for, right? So me, I'm under the mindset, like, of course, like the first game, do like a first quarter. You got fans there. Let's just see how we do. And we'll have film to go on from there. In the next preseason game, maybe do the same thing, a quarter with the starters. And then on the last one, because it is, of course, the last one before the regular season, you want to kind of get some kinks out. You know what I'm saying? So I say, maybe a half. The first half for sure, just to make sure that your players are ready. And like you said, Sharky, injuries happen. Whether it's preseason, regular season, All-Star game, Pro Bowl, whatever you want to call it, like, injuries gonna happen regardless. But you as a coach have to do what's best for you and your team to make sure y'all are prepared on week 1. And preseason, whether it's 3 games or 4 games, does have a lot to do with it.
Absolutely. Preseason does have a lot to do with everything that goes on in regular season. In my case, I would definitely look to play my starters. Probably would say between a few series or a quarter at the most. Because as everyone has said, injuries happen every day, so it can happen at any time. It can happen in training camp, it can happen in the first preseason game, it can happen in the Super Bowl. That's just part of the game. You want to get your players all together before the start of the regular season. And I'll kind of go the same route as Shark, and I'll speak from the perspective of the Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger only played practically one series, and that was the home game against the Lions, and I think that led into a touchdown. But if you looked at the Steelers preseason games the rest of the way, it was a struggle to move the ball on offense with Mason Rudolph.
Trey, still there?
Okay, we good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think so.
All right. So the rest of the way, things were looking on the up on the offensive side of the ball with the Steelers, where there was Mason Rudolph, Dwayne Haskins, or Josh Dobbs taking snaps behind center. And then you saw, even with the first game against the Bills, like the Steelers were unable to accumulate any points or even just show that they can move the ball pretty well up and down the field. And that was due to the offensive line and being not gelling so much, because Ben Roethlisberger only played a few series in one preseason game, which was the one home preseason game. So as far as getting your team ready for the regular season, I'm all a proponent of it. At least playing them a few series, at the most playing them a quarter. Like if you're going past the quarter, then you're really, really running the risk of injury. Now, if it's a rookie quarterback and you're trying to fill him out and see how well he knows the system, that's a different story. But like in most of our cases, teams that are looking to compete and possibly get in the playoffs, a quarter at the max for me.
Yeah. No, I agree with everything that y'all said, but I will say this. I think every situation is different, right? So I think it's 32 teams. Everybody's situation is different. Me, if I'm Bruce Arians, though, if I'm the coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I don't need to play my starter. I don't need to play anybody on my offensive side of the ball. I don't need to play a single starter. I probably will play them a series, maybe two, that last preseason game, but there's really I need to see, because to your point, Sark, like they literally returned everybody. I don't think they had a single new starter on that side of the ball. So that situation is different from the Titans, where you had the addition of Julio. You're still trying to get some people in and out. Some people are out for COVID. And so in that aspect, to y'all's point, like people are going to get hurt, whether that's training camp, whether that's practice, whether that's the third quarter of a game. Like in my opinion, like if for the Titans, you got to let them play. If you're the Steelers, I would probably, I probably would have let Ben play a series, probably second preseason game, maybe a half that last preseason game. But for me, my biggest thing I would have wanted to see is what the offensive line could do. You got to go into the preseason or a training camp, okay, like what do I want to take away? What did we learn last year? What can we improve on this year? So if it's the defensive side of the ball, if you added 4 new starters, then you want to play that full, that full 11 guys to see what that looks like. But if it's Tampa Bay, if it's Patrick Mahomes, y'all good. Like I know what y'all look like. So I definitely, I think at the end of the day, chemistry is key. I know that's not a big saying, but chemistry is key as well too. Because you saw what the Kansas City Chiefs. It took them a minute, but once they got going, they got going. So that's different from what the Carolina Panthers would have been looking like. So I think at the end of the day, you got to give your first team offense and defense. You got to get them some reps so they can get jailed, because if you're the Chiefs and you lose game 1, at some point you're going to more than likely win your division. But if you're Tennessee Titans and you come out looking as flat as you did against Arizona, that game could come back to bite you. So it's I think it's different strokes for different folks. But you at some point you have to let your starters play at some point in the preseason. So
right on. I said right on. You got different keys. Consistency is key. Efficiency is key. Patience is key. Now we got chemistry is key.
We're gonna run out of keys in a minute. We'll be like a janitor in a minute.
I did see a stat that said the last time y'all got y'all last whoop on game 1, y'all did make it pretty far in the playoffs. So how you feel about that? I think you know what I'm talking about.
For the Titans.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the first game. It's rusty. It's 17-game season. The Texans are leading that division, so worry wise, not really. Us and the Colts got a tough schedule, and those are the teams that are a legit chance to win the division. So there's nothing too much to worry about, really.
Yeah, and plus they got to just stop letting Chandler Jones run in the backfield with nobody blocking him too.
Exactly.
Say Lamar, man. Yeah, I got thing on that. So Titans fan that tweeted, he was like, I better not see Taylor Warren get on his app talking about I should have played better. I bet about 10 minutes after he said that, Taylor Warren got on there talking about something.
Exactly.
I need to be better. And he tagged Chandler Jones and said, thank you for exposing me.
I guess, man. I guess. Because he got his butt whooped.
Yeah, at least he's polite about it.
Jones trending. He only had 5 sacks in the game. I'm like, that's just decided not to put him on the scouting report.
He had 3 in the first quarter.
That's not good, bro.
Oh man. All right. Tunica Trevor. Need to get you that hat.
All right, what's good, everybody? It's your guy Trev, Tunica Trev, once again. Coming off a pretty decent week last week. 3-1 as far as my picks. I just wish that Texas would have shown up, then I would have had a clean sweep, but that's neither here or there. So for this week, I'm actually gonna go with both college and some NFL bets that you will probably need to take a look at as possibly to help earn you some money. If you bet last night on UCF and Louisville having the over, which was set at 67, congratulations, you just made you a nice little pretty penny. But we're gonna keep it in college and we're gonna keep it in the state of Florida with the first bet of today. I'm liking Michigan State as a touchdown underdog against Miami today. Of course, Miami has not shown that they're like very good right out of the gate. You know, we had their slacking on national TV at the hands of Alabama. They struggle with Appalachian State, and it's more people are more talking about the cat in that game more so than the Hurricanes against Appalachian State. Michigan State has shown that they're pretty good. They can run the football pretty well. And Miami still has a problem of doing the number one thing you need to do on defense, which is tackling. So Miami can still win this game, but I think a 7 points is a little high for this one. So give me Michigan State as a 7-point underdog with for today. And let me see, go back to my good old notes here. Let's see, staying, of course. Well, not staying, but moving along to another top-ranked team, a top 10 team, Cincinnati. Right now, they're a 3-point favorites at Indiana today. I will definitely look to take that spread as well. Of course, Indiana hasn't shown out the gate that they're good as well. Same case with Miami. Of course, they had that huge loss to start the season to Iowa, which kind of propelled Iowa to beat Iowa State last week. Cincinnati, of course, they're still top ranked, but they're still showing that they are very well versed of being a top 10 team. So I will take Cincinnati here. I will take the spread for them to cover at 3 points. And we're going to bring it home. And this is my new segment for as far as the local portion is concerned. My best local pick as far as the state of Memphis and the state of Tennessee is concerned. And this is probably going to be shocker, but I'm going to take Memphis here. Memphis is a 3.5-point underdog against Mississippi State. We know Sharky and I both know about Mike Leach and his offenses, but they haven't shown thus far that they can really put up some points. They had a shootout with Louisiana Tech, which they won 35-34, and then they won last week by only scoring 24. I think Memphis will put up just a much better fight. I know that defense is still a question because we had that shaker against Arkansas State. But I think Memphis being at home and with the crowd and everything, I think Memphis will make this a tough game. If Mississippi State escapes, I think it'll be by 3. So I'll take Memphis here as the underdog here at 3.5 as my local pick of the week. And shifting to the NFL, and I just added this one this morning because I have been debating this one all week. The Chargers are a 3-point favorite against the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas does not have anything on defense. They just lost to Marcus Lawrence. Justin Herbert looks like he's the real deal. He's going to be airing it out all day, every day. So take the Chargers here. Take the points. That's a given. Secondly, in the NFL, I'm looking at the 49ers and the Eagles, but I'm actually looking at the over-under. The over-under right now is set at 50, which I think is a little high for both of these teams because that would require both of these teams to score 3 touchdowns apiece, which I don't see it happening. The 49ers had that nice little game against the Lions, but they almost blew it. And Philly, their majority of the points came in the fourth quarter against Atlanta. And I think matching up with each other, their defenses are a lot better than their predecessors that they faced in week 1. So I'm actually going to take the under here with Philly and San Francisco. I just think that's 50 is just too high. That's requiring both teams to put up 3 touchdowns apiece. And then if you're looking on San Fran's side, I think Raheem Mostert is out for the season. So I don't expect them to put up as many points as they did last week. And excuse me, my upset pick of the week. Actually, no, I don't have an upset pick of the week. My bad, you guys. But those are the two as far as the NFL is concerned. Oh, I'm sorry, I almost forgot. Y'all, excuse me, it's early. But Patriots and Jets. Patriots are 5.5-point favorite, 6-point favorite, pretty much. I will actually take the Patriots and take the points here. I think the Patriots showed some promise last week with Mac Jones at the helm. He has a nice little squad of weapons at the tight end spot with Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry. The Jets are a lot worse than the Dolphins as far as the whole team is concerned. And if Bill Belichick can get the tour, he is most definitely going to get the Zach Wilson. So the more stops you get, the more opportunities you have to put up points. I like the Patriots here by a touchdown. So give me the Pats and give me the points there. So, and guys, that is.
No, I was going to say, I think you have some really good ones, like especially that Memphis game. Memphis hasn't lost at home in 2 years, I think. And then also to your point, you just called it out that Mississippi State hadn't looked like the air raid offense that Mike Leach normally has. You mentioned that they barely beat Louisiana Tech. I think Memphis is better than Louisiana Tech. So I think that one was a good one. And then I think the other one that you mentioned as well is the Pats, I think, +5. I think that's a good one as well, too, because Bill Belichick more than likely is going to always win against a rookie quarterback. And if Zach Wilson struggled last week, he's damn sure going to struggle this week against the Patriots. So I think those were a pretty good ones. So I think I need a couple of dollars in my pocket, so I'll take some of those from you.
Yeah. Sharky, for the ticker at the bottom, most of these are spreads. The only one that's an over under is San Fran and Philly. So Michigan State, Miami, that you can just do underdog. Cincy, Indiana, Cincy to cover. Yeah, okay. But yeah, the only one that was really over under was Philly and the 49ers. Like 50, that's just too much for them. Again, that's 3 touchdowns apiece for each team. I don't see that happening.
And so Michigan State, Miami, you taking Michigan State to win?
Yeah, Michigan State as an underdog because they're +7.
Cincy, Indiana.
While I check on this rain real quick.
Cincy, Indiana, Cincy to cover.
No.
Cincy, Indiana, Cincy to cover.
Yeah. And
you know damn well Memphis don't wait till you get to the stadium for it to rain, bro. I don't know why you're checking right now.
Memphis for the
it's raining right now.
That's right now. Okay.
It's coming down right now.
Over it.
Memphis is an underdog. Memphis is a 3.5-point underdog. I take that.
And Chargers over the over the point spread. Under the total point. Okay. I think I got it.
All right, so Michigan State is an underdog. Cincy to cover. Memphis as an underdog. NFL. Chargers to cover.
Okay.
Yeah, Chargers to cover. Yeah, take the under for total points for Eagles 49ers. Pats Jets, take the Pats to cover. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We got it.
All right. I know it was a lot. It was a lot of these were like very interesting, to be honest with you. And these are the ones, excuse me, because I've been looking this up since Wednesday, but these are the ones that I think most definitely could get you some money. I wanted to look at the Titans one, but
too scary, man. It's too
because it's because of Russell Wilson. Because two places Russell Wilson plays great at is in Seattle and on the East Coast, and that was honestly I wanted to take the Panthers as an underdog against the Saints, but that Saints defense, man,
that's gonna be a good game.
That's gonna be a good game.
Too. They missing a lot of starters.
Yeah,
they only got like one coach.
Yeah, they had COVID. Yeah,
so it's like
So and I don't know if they're serious, if the Saints are serious, or if last week's game was more so about Aaron Rodgers than the New Orleans Saints.
The latter,
and that's why I kind of didn't.
You just had to bring that book, man.
And obviously,
Aaron Rodgers. How the hell
Steelers as a 6-point favorite against the Raiders. I stayed away from that one too. So,
Tunica Trevor. Well, Aaron Rodgers.
Knowing us, we have a tendency to keep it close for some reason.
Well, I committed a sin, the LBR sin, for my Let's Tighten Up podcast. I had to choose a bold prediction every week. And Scott already shaking his head. Hey, I had to pick a bold
sir,
prediction.
I'm not.
I said pick a bold prediction.
So Aaron Rodgers will have a better game. He has the Monday Night Football game against the Detroit Lions.
He going off.
It's the Lions. He's at home.
You gonna give me more?
If I was betting that game, if I was betting that game, I'd take Green Bay because Green Bay is a 12-point favorite right now. I would definitely take that if I'm.
Plus, Jeff Okudah's out.
Yeah, Jeff Okudah's out. Yeah.
Well, not to say that he was like a deciding factor, but still.
That's just another piece. Yeah, another domino to fall for Detroit. Yeah, if I was betting that game, take Green Bay. They're a 12-point favorite. So there you go. But as far as fantasy is concerned, I think Aaron Rodgers will probably give you more points this week. He's got Detroit.
Sure.
And he's pissed off. So there you go.
Is he? Is he?
I think he's
who's more pissed off, me or him?
Yeah, he's quote-unquote pissed You obviously because you have him on your fantasy football team. But I think he's pissed off because he.
That's an issue.
I was about to say, former MVP. I think you're more pissed off than he is. I think
you are a former MVP and you come back and produce like that in the first game of the season. I would be livid.
He's the MVP.
He's the reigning MVP, and you put up a pitiful performance like that. If I'm everybody, I should be livid. But I guess I'm okay. So whatever.
He once said the famous words, "Relax."
Nah, that's what he was doing last week. He wasn't doing a damn thing last week. He was
Okay. Now I'll put it to you like this: if he has that performance this week, then we can talk about it. But just relax. Like he's gonna be all right.
That game will be over by midway second quarter.
Yeah.
Hopefully, just hope. Now, I would be scared to take the over only because the last week the 49ers decided to chill and the Lions came back. So stuff like that do happen. But the Packers only win by like less than 12 because they decided to take a break and the Lions came back and got within the point total. That stuff do get scary right there.
That, but I think Aaron Rodgers will probably have 3 touchdowns by halftime. So and then they'll probably just coast. And at that point, you just hope that Green Bay just holds up or just keep putting up points until the end of the game.
I just want him to complete a pass.
That's tough.
All right. So before we get to the next segment, let's go ahead and do a little pub. Remember to follow us at LB Real Media on Twitter. Follow us at Let's Be Real Media on Facebook and LB Real Media on Instagram. Remember, listen to other podcasts on the network, which is Let's Tighten Up by me, I Don't Know Sports by Savage, Pittsburgh County for the Pittsburgh Steelers fans by Trevor, Scooting with Sheedy by none other than the name says it all, Sheedy, and Let's Talk About It by Uncle Mike. And remember, listen to us on any podcasting platform, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, you name it, and listen to us live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. So next up, NFL headlines.
Yes, sir. NFL headlines. So we still doing the NFL pickems this week. Skylar did have the best week on last week. Yep. As you know, the majority of the group took the Buffalo Bills to beat Pittsburgh. Now I only took Pittsburgh because everybody was picking Buffalo, so I was I won based off that. But God dang it, Green Bay, you made all of us look bad. I was like, dang, we all picked Green Bay.
I had gave that stat talking about Aaron Rodgers had a losing record in Florida, and I still picked him.
Golly, we all.
It was either that or Jameis Winston, and I went Aaron Rodgers. So. Because we know how Jameis Winston behaves in the state of Florida and outside. So,
but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? It was only week 1. So now we're going to move on to week 2. So we have some pretty decent games this week. So to start off, we have the Tennessee Titans going against the Seattle Seahawks. This I'm not sure what Sharky is about to do. But it typically it could be a good game depending on what version of the Tennessee Titans that we do get. So let's actually switch this order up a little bit. Let's go Tunica Trevor, Sharky, then myself. So that's the first game we pick, and let me know who y'all got winning.
We in Seattle, or not? We Titans in Seattle, right?
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, you're in Seattle.
Give me Seattle. I don't know why, but I think
12th man.
This game is
12th man.
12th man. Okay, yeah. And like y'all got chemistry issues already, bro. It's just week 1. So cool. give me Seahawks.
I said it in the last segment. Russell Wilson plays well in 2 places, in Seattle and on the East Coast. And this game is in Seattle. Give me the Seahawks.
Uh-oh. Come through, Sharky. Come on.
I got a stat for y'all.
Uh-oh.
Titans under Mike Vrabel.
Do it, Sharky.
Are 7-0 after a double-digit loss.
Sheesh.
Oh, well, sure. Why? You should have started with him first.
No, that's actually a good stat, though. That's a good stat.
But now one of them stats include us playing in Seattle against the 12th man coming off a crowd who just missed the whole season of COVID. Give me Seattle.
This is a first home too. Okay.
It would be a good game, though. I think we're gonna be better chemistry. I think we're gonna get better, but winning in Seattle is just that's why we really need to win last week.
I also have Sheedy's pick. Sheedy also went with Seattle, so I have his as well. But to what Trevor just said, Russell Wilson, he's going to play well in Seattle. He's also going to play well on the East Coast. He also plays really, really well in the beginning of the season. And for that particular reason, and I'm still not sure what the heck Tennessee offensively looks like. I think they're still trying to work through some identity issues with probably exactly what they're trying to do. We're all going with Seattle. So with that being said, does anybody want to change their pick? We all got Seattle.
Yes.
I was thinking with it.
I have to tell you this: beware, because the Titans. I'm still picking against them, but the Titans always win when they're picked against for whatever reason, and when they're picked for, they lose. So
you're right. And for me, honestly, I think the main reason why I'm actually going with Seattle, Russell Wilson is just that damn good, but it's because it's in Seattle. If this was in Nashville, because y'all came off such a really bad loss, most teams bounce back from that. The next week, regardless of who they play. So I would pick Tennessee if the game was in Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, that crowd, like Seattle, they had no crowd last year. Like they just missed the year of COVID, and that's the best crowd in the NFL. Like,
yeah, so it's gonna be
they about to be they finna be jumping.
It's their first home game.
And I will, you know, I know last week we talked about, you know, the fans fighting in the crowds, but like these college football games, these like NFL games have been crazy good with like, you know, fans participating, loud noises, packed to the state, like packed to capacity. It's been a really good watch for real. So I'm excited about it. The next game we have up, you know, is the San Francisco 49ers, who came off a win. I'll say that. Who came off a win against Detroit. Almost coughed up the game, but they still won. San Francisco taking on Savage's boys in Philadelphia. So tell me who y'all got winning that game.
I'm going to actually roll with Savage's boys.
Oh, there you go. Keep it different.
I think that the Eagles got to look at, you know, what's in front of them and say we can actually still win this division, which is still the case all year. But with the 49ers, you know, slacking off of last week, I think the Eagles can kind of, you know, develop a game plan to win. So give me the Eagles.
Oh.
The 49ers locks Raheem Mostert for the rest of the season. I don't expect Deebo Samuel to have another game that he had 9 catches for 189 yards. I don't expect him to have that big of a game. Don't get me wrong, he's formidable, but I don't expect him to have 200 yards on 10 catches again. With that said, give me the Eagles in this game.
What? Okay.
Give me the Eagles.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting that because guess what? You got a West Coast team.
The Eagles?
You got a West Coast team playing a 12 o'clock game on the East Coast. Give me the Eagles.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Let's go.
That's unexpected.
Let's go.
Savage in love today.
Oh.
Somebody get Savage on the phone right now.
Right.
You can be mad at this thing for real.
We traded on dangerous territory with our picks. We might be 0-2 after this week.
Yeah. All right, this looking like a 24-21 Eagles win. This is what it's looking like.
Sharky got the Eagles. Two got the Eagles. Trevor got the Eagles. Sheedy has the 49ers to go. He has the 49ers to win. I'm actually going, and I should not do this. I'm going to probably regret doing this. I'm going with the 49ers as well. Wow. I'm going with the 49ers just because I think their defense is a little bit better. Granted, I probably shouldn't pick them because, to your point, Sharky, they're traveling to the East Coast. But I think because their offense is a little bit better, and plus their head coach is probably one of the best, in-game play callers there is in the game. So I'm actually going to go with the 49ers to win to the exact score that Trevor just mentioned, 24-21. But I actually got the 49ers winning. So good mix of picks on that one. So we got 3 Eagles and 2 49ers. And then the last game that we're going to pick is the beloved Dallas Cowboys are taking on Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers. Who do y'all have winning this game?
Give me LA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, give me LA. Don't ask why. Just give me LA. And I mean, what Trevor just said. You know what I'm saying?
I have a question after. I have an over-under for Justin Herbert after this because Dallas on defense is just atrocious, and then they just lost to Marcus Lawrence. If Tom Brady can air it out and get a couple of long bombs to Antonio Brown for a touchdown, pretty sure Justin Herbert can do the same with Keenan Allen. So yeah, give me the Chargers.
Arnold Schwarzenegger once said the famous words: "Go Chargers, go." Give me Chargers. Cowboys got so many injuries that happened this week, man. High scoring game.
And then of course you got Zach Martin's out. Yeah, it'll be high scoring. Zach Martin's out. Leo Collins is out because he didn't show up for drug test. So
yeah, Zach Martin's back.
Zach Martin's back. Okay, all right.
But
Leo Collins is out. So yeah,
I'm pretty sure y'all can figure out who Sheedy picked, right?
Of course.
Okay, cool.
Might as well not even say it.
Of course, he picked the Cowboys.
He picked the Cowboys. Yeah. I'm actually going with the Chargers as well. Just that Dallas defense. You know, people want to say that they looked good last week, which they did. They forced 4 turnovers, but guess what? They forced 4 turnovers and still gave up 30 points. So, so with DeMarcus Lawrence being out, Randy Gregory, their other pass rusher being out, Diggs is probably their best corner, but he's still okay. Justin Herbert last week, y'all, was 75% on third down, which is absolutely unheard of. So if he's going to go 75% on third down against the Washington football team, who has a pretty decent front seven, the man can damn near he can probably go for 100% on Dallas's defense. And this game is in LA as well. Justin Herbert is good, but actually I have the Chargers in a close one. I don't think Dallas would get blown out. Dallas, for the most part, doesn't get blown out, to my knowledge. They always typically keep games close. It's because I think they'll be able to keep up with the Chargers, in my opinion, but they won't be able to get as many stops as I think the Chargers will. So I'm actually going with the Chargers probably win like 35-30 is what I'm going with.
Which is right up, which is covering the spread. So exactly. All right, so
learn about some spreads.
So Justin Herbert right now, his over under for passing yards is right at 300. So over under, just quick.
How many?
Over
300. Exactly 303 to be exact.
Over. That's high, but over. It's Cowboys defense.
Yeah, it's high, but I will say this one thing that I'm starting to notice is, the transition that we saw in basketball with teams taking more threes than they are taking twos. Yeah. You're starting to see now that trend of people just, teams are airing this thing out. Teams are giving their quarterbacks 40, 45, 50 pass attempts, regardless of what the score is, regardless of how close it is or not. So that we're about to start seeing that trend of everybody down there throwing for 300. We used to see years ago when somebody threw for 300, damn, they had a solid ass game. But now you see somebody can Ben ain't throwing for 300. We can put that to the side. But you can say Ben had 310 passing yards, but he'll also have 51 pass attempts. So it's just I mean, you gotta get 300 yards if you're gonna throw the ball that many times. So that's exactly. I think that's what I'm trying to see as well.
Yep. And another thing, please, the listeners, please don't listen to our old episodes because we were all out on Justin Herbert.
Right.
I credit.
I mean, if you saw him in Oregon, if you watched him at Oregon, so our defense, if you watched him at Oregon, you would have thought that it would have been nothing like what he's playing right now. So again, I apologize personally because I called him out too. So
I can't say I did see the tangibles at Oregon, but I didn't see the production.
Agreed.
I saw why teams were high on him with his arm.
Agreed.
But I didn't see the actual production. So
because with the quarterback that's going dead high, I've always been of the mindset, if I'm looking at a college prospect that's going to the NFL and he's a top 10 pick, in my mind, he needs to pop off my screen. Mm-hmm. And when I watched Justin Herbert, I was just I mean, he cool. He ain't popping off the screen. Nothing he's doing is just oh my God, he's he's throwing darts out there. I didn't see that. But at the end of the day, it's it's the work that you put in the off season and training camp to get you ready for the season. And he had a pretty decent year last year, and he was in my top 10 quarterbacks for this year. I will say that. So information has changed.
Out of Savage.
Bingo.
Troll or no? It feel like it's been a while since we.
It has been a while.
Been a while.
Yeah.
Who got one?
I have one. It's been a while since
I got one too,
so.
And it's been.
I know two guys have one.
Y'all gonna love, huh?
All right, I'll go first. So, and I'm just gonna come out with it. Troll and all, 9-8 wins the NFC East.
Oh,
not a troll.
That's not a troll. That's easy. Because I was about to bring up the fact that the Dallas Cowboys could very well be 0-2 after this week, and probably still win the NFC East. I wouldn't say comfortably, but you will still be who's the favorite to win the NFC East? That's a week to week topic discussion on every sports debate show. Who's going to win the NFC East, and it changes every week. But at the end of the day, the Dallas Cowboys are still going to always be there.
Yeah.
They're going to be. I think they're going to lose tomorrow. They're going to be 0-2, and they still will probably be my favorite to win the NFC East just because their offense is that much better, in my opinion, than everybody else's.
Man, the Cowboys started out last season 1-4, lost their starting quarterback, and still had to lose the last game of the season to lose the division.
Just to lose the division, yeah.
That's tough.
I was like, you know what? I think 9-8 is probably gonna win the division, so that's why I threw it out there. I still think Dallas pulls it off because I think they have the best talent on paper out of the 4 teams overall. But anything can happen because I watched that Thursday game. Yeah, this is either gonna be this is the Cowboys have to lose at this point
again every year.
Taylor Heineke ain't that bad though.
He ain't.
Well, no, Tim McLaurin ain't that bad. Let's go with that. Let's
That's
he
ain't that good either.
Tim McLaurin ain't that bad.
Yes, Terry. Let's be real. Terry.
He going now.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So let's actually stay in the NFC East, right?
What happened? We'll rub the hands together.
Because I know a part of it is a troll, and I get it, but it's just funny to think about, right? So Ezekiel Elliott, he got 33 rushing yards, right?
No, I'm gonna let you finish, but before you even finish, no is my answer.
I already know. Okay, cool. Saquon Barkley has 83 rushing yards. My guy Sonic has 122 rushing yards. By Sonic, y'all know I mean Daniel Jones. So troll and all, Daniel Sonic Jones is gonna lead the NFC Eastern rushing yards.
Hey, don't disrespect Antonio Gibson like that, man.
Okay, now I want to change my answer.
It's week 1.
That is a troll. There's a troll because you have completely disregarded.
Sonic is number 3 in overall rushing yards in the whole NFL right now. Just throwing it out there.
That's not going to stay. Number 1, you know that's not going to stay. And number 2, you should drop that Lakers shirt for disrespecting Antonio Gibson.
And he's already played 2 games compared to the rest of the NFL.
Exactly.
My answer is a troll, but it would have been much better if you would have said he's going to finish as the leading rusher on his team during the end of the year.
Yeah, exactly. I would say that on the team, not the whole NFC East.
Y'all want to go there then? I mean, because like he gonna have more than the Cowboys anyway. Anybody on the Cowboys, so it's like we can scratch them out.
Yeah, because y'all
right about Tone. My bad to Tone. I ain't mean to disrespect you, Tone. It's just funny that Sonic is number 3 in rushing yards right now, but on his own team because Saquon Barkley is still, I guess, recovering from injury, whatever he got going on. I mean, what y'all think? Saquon Barkley or Sonic? Who's gonna have the most rushing yards at the end of the season? I'm still rolling with Sonic.
I'm still gonna go with Saquon or somebody else if he get hurt. I love Dave Jones toting that thing though. He toting that thing though.
How many rushing yards did he have last year? I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna see how many did he have last year.
Sonic,
but I will actually say Daniel Jones because
Sonic had 423.
How many?
423.
And he has how many right now?
122 on 15 attempts.
I think that's not a throw. I think he'll have the most rushing yards on the team at the end of the year. That's sad.
I'm a roll with y'all. I think he does it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say try.
He's gonna be running for his life anyway, but I think he does.
That's true. That is true.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. I didn't think that would be that funny, but it was funny.
Troll.
Y'all know me, man. I just want to have fun. Shout out to Sonic. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to James.
At least you called him Sonic. Somebody called him Vanilla Vic on Twitter. I'm still trying to figure out.
They call him who?
Vanilla Vic.
Okay, so let's do this. We have to stop giving NFL players nicknames when they are not deserving of it. Daniel Jones, and when he was given Danny Dimes, was not deserving of a nickname. He was also not deserving of that nickname. Let's be patient and give people nicknames. Let them deserve a nickname before we just throw stuff out there. But whatever you just said, Trevor, what the heck is that? Like, you don't deserve that nickname.
Exactly. That's disrespectful to Michael Vick. So yes, I believe.
You know what? And I think we on the Let's Be Real podcast acknowledge that Daniel Downs was a terrible nickname for him too. So just throwing that out there.
Let's go with uncalled for.
It was uncalled for, and
Shout
the
out
prospect,
to Daniel
the scouting reports were right. So let's let's keep it at that.
Shout out to Daniel Jones though for staying healthy on these runs because Marcus Mariota had 31-yard rush on Monday Night Football, and now he's out for like 6 weeks. And that was his Titans tenure as well. So off of one
That
run.
was a good game. Who though?
That was a great game too. That was a great game.
The NFL season is going to be the reason I don't get no sleep this year. For the next like 4 or 5 months, the NFL is going to be the reason I don't get any sleep.
The NBA started right there in college.
Mm-hmm.
And you got season tickets.
God, dang it, you're right. Dang it.
And Memphis Madness next month.
I was took the words out of my mouth. And Memphis Madness coming up next.
Yeah, because preseason basketball started when the first week in October, couple weeks. Yeah.
Last week in September for NBA.
NBA.
Yep.
Yeah. Might as well try to get some naps in now, bro.
Yep.
Or try to.
All right. Does anybody else have one? I have a joking one.
Yeah, you got it.
All right. Pull up my name one more time, Sharky. Troll and all. Skylar is going to this Memphis and Mississippi State game at 3:00.
You see the weather right now.
Oh, because it's raining over here by my house.
Troll.
Y'all, I'm about to, in about 10 minutes, I'm about to order me some food from Pop's Deli, go home, go get it, come right back home, and that's it.
Yeah, you ain't going nowhere. It's gonna be wine
Yeah,
Saturday.
Me and wifey was gonna go to Torchy's for get their breakfast tacos, but this rain saying otherwise.
Yeah, Rain can say nah.
Who you got demanding a trade from Detroit?
My guy in 2K.
My God, that's about Detroit. You don't want to play with K Cunningham?
Bro, no, it's not even playing with K. It's like, bro, I'm a 89 overall, and I'm the best player on the team.
And they got you come out the
That
bench.
to tell you something.
Man,
I'm an 89 overall.
Man.
I'm the best player on the team. It just started. I'm like, bro. And then Josh Jackson really makes me so mad because, like, games he look like LeBron or the old Josh Jackson, and then some games he don't show up. I'm like, bro.
Hey man,
like, I'm gonna stick around, but bro, then I don't even play. I just started. I don't even be on the floor that much with Cade, and that's what makes me even more mad. I'm like, I came to the team to have this duo with Cade Cunningham, and then Jeremy Grant's gonna get his when he get his, but.
That's cool, bro.
It's a tall task, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Even LaMelo Ball started off the bench, brother. It's cool. Greatness takes time. I always remember that.
Yeah.
All right. That's a bit of news. We got episode 150 next week. It's been a long journey, fellas.
Good games for next week.
Man.
Been a long journey. I will have a blog post. Coming out. Kind of just talking about the journey to LBR. Shout out to my guy Mike Patton. Host of the Touring this AFC South podcast. He had me on his how to make money as a freelance writer on his Zoom calls the other day. So gonna try and get in the blog game a little bit and get to my writing chops. So got a blog coming out this week and episode 150. As usual, let's tighten up. Actual episode should be next week. I'm trying to get a Colts podcast, a Colts fan on to preview the Colts game for next week on Let's Tighten Up.
All right, of course, Blitzburg County will be back again next week on Wednesday, talking about week 2 against the Raiders. So be on the lookout.
Cool. Anybody got anything else? That's it.
Stop disrespecting Jermaine Dupri. Stop with the disrespect for the short people from the South, dog. Nah,
that's why he had to stop. Got something to say.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ja Rule and Fat Joe for their verses the other night.
How was that versus anyway? Was it actually pretty good?
They lit,
yeah, they were funny. They were funny. Like, you remember how Soulja Boy and Bow Wow was? They were kind of like that. Like Ja Rule.
It was kind of like that. Okay.
Yeah. Then he had the infamous scene, Nelly walking across the stage to hug Ashanti. So that was a nice moment to see.
Shout out to Ashanti. I'm gonna leave it at that.
And Remy Ma, she killed it too as well. So
okay.
Till next time, y'all. Peace. Peace.
Too bougie.